There is a difference between a condominium hotel and a timeshare. The average perception of a timeshare is that the time period that you get your unit is 1 or 2 weeks. Whereas in a condominium hotel, typically you own either a quarter or an eighth of the entire unit. So you're getting somewhere between 40 and 80 days a year to use it instead of just 14. When you own a part of a condominium hotel, when you own a fractional interest like a quarter, you feel a sense of ownership to the unit. You feel a sense of ownership to the building. So you're not going to be putting your ski poles through the wall, you know, like someone might do if they were staying a week.
We authored a program which we're extremely proud of, which is something that we'd like to explore in detail at our sales office in Northern Michigan at the Cherry Tree. But to simply put, it's an opportunity for an owner to have the developer extend their confidence in the development by offering to pay the owner's expenses 100%, their mortgage and all of their ownership expenses, taxes, insurance, and the like for the first 3 full years on a monthly basis. And that's a powerful and compelling statement by the developer in support of the Cherry Tree.
A fractional unit in a condo hotel in Michigan is real property. It's real estate. It's an asset that you can finance, that you can use to borrow money and have a bank secure it. It's real estate that you can enjoy. It's real estate that you can buy. It's real estate that you can sell.
There are people who are investing up here for not just the now and not just for themselves, but for their kids, for their grandkids. They're looking that far ahead, and they're understanding the value of what is here. And if you can get a piece of that, that's just a remarkable opportunity.
The interest that you own when you own part of a condominium hotel is an undivided fractional interest. Just like that type of interest you'd own if you own part of the family farm with your 3 brothers, you own part of the unit in the hotel. So it can appreciate in value just like any real estate. In fact, statistics show that in the vacation ownership industry, which would include fractional ownership, actually values have been increasing higher than in the whole ownership or residential ownership.
It's the one kind of property that takes advantage of all the benefits that real estate has to offer. There's no other kind of property that encompasses every one of the benefits that real estate has. And it was designed and evolved to meet that need. There are a lot of people who can only use their second home 6 to 8 weeks, and they really don't want to pay for 100% of the other weeks that they're not using it. And so it's an affordability issue for a lot of people. It brings the entry-level price down for being able to enjoy the same property at a fraction of the cost. When it's not used, it's very likely that your unit will be rented out and generating income if you choose to have that done.
Omni Hospitality is a full service. We're unique. We're a third-party management company that also has ownership in our properties, and I think that's important because we own some of the assets that we manage. A lot of resort properties or hotels are managed by a third party that has no equity stake in the project. So at Omni Hospitality, we own pretty much on every property that we manage, we own a part of.
Well, Traverse City has a uniqueness, which is geographic beauty, which you can't build. And it's very much like a Jackson Hole, a Sedona, a Santa Fe, a Carmel, Monterey. They all have a geographic uniqueness that we have, and they've branded themselves very well. And I think Traverse City, in terms of your question of moving forward, is in the process of branding itself as a destination. And you've seen that in the past few years with the film festival coming in, which has given a national recognition.
The film festival has been the big bonanza.
It's coming along nicely. It's not any one individual, it's a team effort. Michael Moore and Doug Stanton and I are indeed the co-founders of the film festival. However, we have an army of 1,100 volunteers here in the community. We have an executive director in Deb Lake. We have a lot of passionate people. Everybody wants the same thing, and it's all just an outpouring of great effort by a lot of people that all want to see the big picture, that want to put Traverse City on the map and give the residents here a great time.
We are growing in a time when it's very difficult for other communities to even stand still. We're dealing with buildings that are coming into town, new buildings, renovations in buildings, and our population is holding up quite well. I mean, this is a very desirable place for people to have businesses, not only in Traverse City, but in the greater Traverse City area.
My concept for saving this building was to create an urban area, you know, a place for the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, you know, the brew pub, the coffee shop, the deli, the bakery, and a place for people to live as well.
You know, we've got the cleanest water, the freshest air, the most relaxing environment. Everything is within a 5-minute drive. I think Traverse City is just starting to hit its stride, and I see big things for Traverse City. I think it's one of the best kept secrets in Michigan. And while other places in Michigan have seen some peaks and valleys in the real estate economy, this area has stayed really strong, and it's a good place to invest.
Well, the National Cherry Festival is put on the first and second weekend of July every year, wherever that may fall. It may fall on the 4th, may fall on the 5th. The primary function is really to provide a vehicle for the local residents to enjoy, and also be kind of what you would call an opportunity for tourists to come and enjoy the area as well at a focus. Years and years ago, we were formed because we were looked upon as an economic development tool to promote the area, to bring people here to celebrate the cherry industry, which was and still is a very large industry in the area. So it was a venue and a vehicle to attract tourists, to have people celebrate a very important crop for the area, the cherry, and kind of combine the two. So it was really a branding of the area, which is growing to being a nationally recognized event.
Well, years ago, I came here to be a ski instructor at Sugarloaf Mountain. And then I was coming down this road one day, which is French Road, and found this old abandoned French homestead. And I bought the farm, so to speak, and then found out a few years later that Michigan State University was doing a study on wine grapes, and we started to see a few being planted here. And so 20-some years ago, I planted my first wine grape, which was Chardonnay, on this farm, and little did we know that it was going to thrive and flourish and make some very, very world-class wines. And now we have 27 acres of vines, making 9 different varietals on this farm.
I think one of the best things about fractional ownership real estate is that it is definitely the most affordable way to own some of the best real estate in a resort area like this.
Most of these properties, including the Cherry Tree and the other high-end ones, will affiliate themselves with an exchange program where you can actually exchange weeks that you don't want to use and go to resorts anywhere in the world.
With the condo hotel, we provide the ability to rent that property as opposed to someone who owns a whole ownership. We're continuing to manage the property and operate it and get the highest rates on a daily basis to provide that rental income and offset the cost of ownership to someone who's looking to invest in a vacation property.